Welcome back to Nerdish. I'm John.
I'm Tyler.
And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be covering something, an article that you brought us today, that James Cameron is talking about the Wonder Woman movie, and how he says it's a step in the wrong direction.
It's a step backwards, he says.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what he's referring to. He says that male Hollywood is doing the same thing over and over again. They're patting themselves on the back. I don't know what that means. I saw Wonder Woman. You saw Wonder Woman?
I did.
A lot of people saw Wonder Woman. That was a great movie.
Right.
And in fact, I think even as like female heroine, female character, I think that was a step in the right direction. She was great. Gal Gadot was a great actress. Wonder Woman was a great character, convincing in every way, right? And it's in a superhero films, especially like DC films. It's definitely in the right direction. It's gotten so much more than Batman v Superman or Man of Steel.
Right.
It's got the first arc, second arc, third. It's got the whole thing going. I don't know what he's talking about because it just feels like a complete movie.
Mm-hmm.
Honest to God, I don't know what he's referring to.
Now he makes a couple of points. Male Hollywood doing the same old thing, and that he says that Sarah Connor is not a beauty icon, and that she's a bad mother, and that she has these flaws. Whereas this Wonder Woman character is more or less perfect, and she's extremely attractive and things like that.
And in case you didn't know, James Cameron also directed Terminator,
right,
and Terminator 2 and Aliens, right? So Sarah Connor being his character, also Ripley, right, by Sigourney Weaver, from like the first Aliens, right? So he's got an idea of what it is to be.
He's got solid female characters.
Yeah, he knows what a good female character is.
Right.
But I don't know why would he be harping on Wonder Woman?
Sure.
I don't know why.
Well, I mean, if you're taking it from the perspective of, hey, Wonder Woman's this beauty icon, it's all about looks, blah blah blah, and that my characters are ugly and real, and they live in the real world, and they're gritty, and they get by on their own personal strength. I think with Wonder Woman, what you have to factor in is that it's a superhero movie. The men are beautiful. The women are beautiful. The gardener is beautiful. I mean, these people, they throw on a mask and they take off their shirt every 15 minutes and they've got abs of steel and they've got biceps bigger than their head. I mean, none of these people are the typical male or the typical female. I think the other thing that he needs to consider as well is that they're taking Wonder Woman as a character which was a sex symbol and which was a symbol, and if you look it up, her weakness was being bound. There was a lot of if you bonded her bracelets together, you had power over her. There was a lot of fetishy things that Wonder Woman was designed to do, and she was designed to be a sex icon and often sold that way. And so when you take an old character with a previously established lineage and you bring them into modern times, you can keep the beauty and all of those things, but at the same time, you're modernizing the character in the same way that Batman went from Adam West, spraying shark repellent and throwing a giant bomb with a fuse on it, to, Christian Bale driving, what could be considered a tank.
Right.
So I guess that's kind of my opinion and my immediate backlash into it. What are some of the thoughts that you had on it?
Like what? What are you thinking? I mean, quite honestly,
do you think that they should have changed her appearance? Do you think that she should have looked the way that she did?
I think her appearance was fine. There's nothing wrong with the way Gal Gadot was dressed in that film. There's nothing wrong with how Wonder Woman was dressed or anything. In fact, it's funny you mentioned that because there was that whole scene, for those of you that didn't see it.
Spoilers.
Hopefully not too much. But there's a scene where she's actually like dressing up in like women's attire, of that certain that time period, right?
Like,
World
the
War
fictional,
I.
Yeah.
World War I,
or
like dresses and stuff like that, right? And then she ends up going for something that's a little more
conservative.
Yeah, a little bit more like that, right?
Right.
And that just fits. I mean, they didn't just put her into like that purple dress that she was wearing, right? The one that she ripped. They didn't just put her in there and then say, okay, off you go,
Right. They didn't put her in anything.
I mean, they found some kind of medium for
her.
I
don't think that her costume was super skimpy either.
No! Right. No, it really wasn't.
Right.
No, nothing about it was overexposed. I mean, as far as Wonder Woman goes, it was pretty spot on.
Right. And she was more covered than Wonder Woman's have been in the last, 40 years, for certain.
You're right.
I mean, she was basically in a one-piece for the rest of the time. So I think that while I do understand his critique just in general, if this was not a previously established character, I would get it a 100%. But where I'm at with it is that if you have Wonder Woman as a previously established character in a superhero movie who's supposed to be a goddess, depending on the incarnation that you go with, she's either a goddess or a son of goddess or born on the island of beautiful Amazons carved out of stone, whatever backstory you want to give her, she's meant to look the way that she looks. You're not going to go and get a Wonder Woman that, looks like a gas station attendant or, something like that. Like, Wonder Woman's not going to look rough by any stretch of the imagination. But at the same time, too, and spoilers alert, and maybe we'll get more people going out to the movie for this, but Chris Pine is more naked than she is. Yeah, Chris Pine has full shirtless scenes and full nude scenes, in Wonder Woman's movie, and she's up there, just talking to him, and he's embarrassed about being naked. Like, so as far as as far as the movies go, even within that universe, man, if the women are objectified, the men are prostitutes. So that's my thinking on it. Is that if you're gonna hold her to that superhero standard, then she's in a good standing. I mean, hell, Henry Cavill, how many beefcake scenes did they have with him where he's shirtless,
Every other scene, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's even a scene of him getting in a bathtub fully clothed for some reason, but I'll ignore that.
We're just gonna ignore that entire movie. But anyway, any other thoughts on it? I mean, I think that we pretty much covered it.
I think we hit it out of the park. I think we've covered just about everything.
All right. Well, that's Nerdish.
I'm Tyler.
I'm John. And comment, subscribe, and let us know what you thought of the movie.